There are some people who are saying that in Africa, bodies will be dropping. I mean, there will be dead corpses all over because of COVID-19. Yet we were the most resilient continent in that regard. So I think we need to be optimistic.
Yes.
We need to be ebullient in terms of how we look at issues and ensure that we cooperate. I would want to expect that the Kenya Union of Clinical Officers would be coming forthright saying, in spite of what is obtaining, we are ready to help in this manner, not to say that we are unprepared. We, as a government, are very prepared to handle such a crisis, and we are not calling for others. But even then, even if that were to come, we, as a government, will be able to handle them.
Talking of, crisis, Mheshimiwa, there has been a conversation that the government seems to be listening only when people strike, when people take action. The Gen Z protests, the Kenya National Union of Teachers, airport workers, tea farmers, matatu owners, university and college students, is that, the modus operandi is the government seeming to listen when people take action in their hands?
I think I'm very happy, George, you've used the word seeming.
Yeah.
Because politics is about perception. And perception is a production of communication. I don't think so, personally. I don't think so. We have always been listening. The president listens, the government listens, and we take action. And there's a feedback mechanism that we even have. We even have an app that we are rolling out called Pasha, where you are able to get information and feedback, because communication is two-way. So we are listening. And I don't think it's fair to say that only when people are striking is when we take action. It may appear so because it could be a crisis, issue at a crisis, but we have done so many other things in boardrooms where people come and raise the issues amicably, and we're able to resolve them. Just like, for example, we didn't have to have the teachers strike. It was resolved. Now children have gone to school. And we must really commend bodies like Kesha, who came out very strongly to support that children will be safe in this environment.
Strikes or the threats of strikes?
Well, even if it was a threat, it was averted. That means we are listening. If we were not listening, it would have already been on course. Yeah.
When are we expecting to see communication or feedback regarding the hundreds of youths who have been arraigned in court, but you haven't seen officers or law enforcers during the Gen Z protests, during the protests that have also been here for a while? Why haven't we seen any police officer arraigned in court, yet we're seeing young people being arraigned in court?
I think, to be fair to you, I think there are some people who have preferred charges against certain police officers. Let the due process follow. I mean, let the rule of law follow. We cannot just say it's like a mob lynching, that let's also now go for police officers so that we can be even. I think that is not something that would be good. Then that's an eye for an eye. If there is a justiciable case and it is very well investigated, it will, of course, be brought to book. None of them, His Excellency the President, has pronounced himself on that one. I remember very well when he was giving a part of his cabinet, he actually committed himself when he was, mentioning that police also who have been found culpable should also, there should be some action. But you can't just say do it because others are already in court.
What about the abductions? What's the government position on that? Whereas there are still more reports, even last week, of families that are reporting in Kitangela that their kin are still being abducted, despite the government saying that, police officers, the law should, take its course. The CS saying during his vetting that, it is the prerogative, it is not the standing of the police service as a whole. There is...
I think we need to investigate the claims. And then they should also be channeled in a correct manner.
Okay.
I don't want us to sound alarmist. Neither do I want to say that there is no justification for such people. But at the same time, I don't see the reason as to why, at this point in time, there should be such things such as abductions by the police. For what reason? Okay. In any case, we cannot, confirm for sure whether these things actually did happen. And if they did, I think any action will be taken to remedy such a situation going forward.